The Deathworld planet loomed in the distance, a swirling storm of red clouds and jagged mountains. Its surface was rough, harsh, and filled with dangers no ordinary cadet could survive. From orbit, the galactic training arena looked tiny, almost like a toy. Yet inside, it was a place where the galaxy's best cadets came to test themselves, and where many met their end. Today, a human fleet entered orbit above the planet. Their ships were sleek but simple compared to the heavily armed alien vessels. Alien cadets crowded the observation decks, whispering and pointing. Humans were the newest participants in the intergalactic cadet tournament, and most species already assumed they were weak. "They won't last an hour," a tall, four-armed alien sneered, stretching its long fingers over the glass railing. "Look at them. Barely armed, barely armored." A smaller alien, with green scales and eyes that glowed like molten metal, chuckled. "Do humans even survive their home planet? I heard it's mostly water and soft plains." The humans' captain, a young woman named Kayla Draven, stood at the bridge of the lead ship. She did not flinch at the whispers. Her hands rested lightly on the console, her eyes steady, calm, and sharp. She had trained for this moment all her life. Humans were few in number, but they had something the aliens did not expect: courage, cleverness, and the kind of endurance only death could teach. The announcement boomed across the arena's loudspeakers, echoing against the jagged cliffs and storm clouds. "Welcome, cadets, to the Deathworld tournament. Today, only the strongest will survive. Let the challenge begin." In the arena, alien cadets were already preparing. Some flexed their claws or adjusted their energy armor. Others polished strange weapons that hummed with power. All eyes were on the small group of humans as they descended from their landing pods onto the rocky terrain. The human cadets stepped carefully, boots crunching over jagged stones. They were smaller, leaner, and less armored than most alien participants. Some aliens snickered, making their laughter echo across the canyon-like arena. "They are weak," one said. "Pathetic. They will fall before the first obstacle." But one human cadet, a young man named Jeren, stepped forward. His uniform was simple, his stance low but firm. He had scars along his forearms and a steady, unflinching gaze. He did not look afraid. The alien announcer, a huge creature with tentacles curling from its head, paused mid-sentence and smirked. "They won't survive a day here," it hissed into the microphone. The humans' first challenge appeared like a wall rising from the earth. A towering structure made of jagged stone, electric barriers, and swinging mechanical blades blocked the path forward. Behind it lay traps, pits, and moving platforms designed to test speed, intelligence, and courage. The alien cadets rushed forward, their bodies twisting and flying over the first obstacles with practiced skill. The humans, in contrast, hesitated for a moment. They studied the pattern of the spinning blades, the timing of the traps, and the safest path through the electric barriers. "Remember your training," Kayla whispered to the others. "Don't rush. Watch, think, act." Then, Jeren dashed forward. He leapt over a pit that had swallowed several alien cadets' predecessors in previous tournaments. The crowd gasped. His landing was precise. Another human followed, sliding under a swinging blade and using its momentum to vault over a moving platform. One by one, the humans navigated the first part of the obstacle course. The aliens watching were shocked. They had expected easy prey, but these humans were fast, clever, and fearless. Some began to mutter among themselves. How are they doing that?" one alien said, its jaw dropping. A mechanical spider trap leapt from the ground, snapping its metal legs toward a human cadet. In a blur of motion, the cadet kicked it back into a pit and ran on. Another trap, a wall of acid spray, rose from the stone below. The humans timed their jumps perfectly, landing safely on platforms that seemed impossible to reach. Kayla watched, calculating every move. She smiled slightly. The humans were proving a simple truth: size, weapons, and strength did not guarantee victory. Strategy, observation, and courage could level the field. The audience gasped as Jeren reached the top of the final wall of the first obstacle. He raised his hand, signaling the others to follow. The alien announcer's smirk faltered for a moment. "Interesting," it muttered, almost to itself. The crowd of alien cadets was no longer laughing. Now, they were curious, nervous. The humans took a moment to catch their breath, their eyes scanning the next set of challenges. The arena was not forgiving, every step could be deadly. Yet there was no fear in their eyes, only focus. They had survived the first test, and already, the balance of the tournament had shifted. In the stands, whispers turned to cautious admiration. "They're calculating," one alien said. "And fast. Too fast." Another nodded. "This changes everything. Maybe we underestimated them." The camera pans over the arena. The spinning blades, pits, and electrified paths await the next cadets, but the humans had already set an example. Even the most arrogant aliens began to feel the tension. The small human team had survived when no one expected it. Jeren turned back to his team. "Keep moving," he said calmly. "The arena doesn't forgive mistakes." "Neither do they." The announcer's voice boomed once more. "Cadets, this is only the beginning. The Deathworld tests are merciless. Only the clever, the brave, and the relentless will survive. Humans, let us see if you truly belong." The humans looked at each other. Their determination burned brighter than any alien weapon in the arena. The first obstacle was behind them, but the real challenge was yet to come. Somewhere in the crowd, an alien cadet muttered in disbelief, maybe humans are not weak after all." The camera zooms out. The arena stretches endlessly, filled with deadly trials, strange creatures, and unforgiving terrain. The human cadets stand small against the massive landscape, but they are unshaken. One thing is already clear to everyone watching: these humans are not ordinary. And on Deathworld, that is enough to make even the bravest aliens pause in fear. The galaxy was about to learn a lesson. The air on Deathworld was thick and heavy. Storm clouds churned above jagged mountains, and the wind carried the scent of sulfur and ozone. The arena was no longer just stone and metal, it had become alive with danger. This was the first official test, a forest filled with traps, poisonous plants, and predators designed to crush the weak. The humans stood at the forest's edge, watching the moving shadows. Their small team looked tired but determined. Kayla, the human captain, scanned the terrain carefully. "Stay alert," she warned. "Every step could be your last. Watch and think before you act." The alien cadets laughed again. "This will be easy," a four-eyed alien muttered, adjusting its energy armor. "Humans will be gone in minutes." Others nodded, flexing their claws or glowing weapons. They had never seen humans survive anything remotely like this. But the humans did not rush. Instead, they observed the traps. A pit covered with thin branches waited to swallow the careless. Poisonous vines hung from the trees, moving subtly as if alive. And in the distance, a pack of Deathworld predators prowled, their eyes glowing red in the shadows. Jeren knelt beside a small rock. "See the pattern," he whispered to another human. "The branches. They snap when something heavy steps on them. Step on the edges, not the center. And the vines, they react to heat. We'll stay cool and keep our distance." Kayla nodded. "Good. Let's move slowly. Stick together. Watch each other." The first human cadet stepped forward carefully. Their foot barely made a sound as they avoided the snapping branches. Another followed, sliding under a swinging vine that would have poisoned an untrained cadet. The aliens began to frown, confused. How were these humans avoiding every trap without even touching a weapon? Suddenly, a predator leapt from the shadows. Its claws were long, and its jaws could crush bone in an instant. One alien cadet screamed and ran, but the human team reacted faster. A small metal device flew from Jeren's pack, emitting a high-pitched sound that distracted the beast. While the predator hesitated, Kayla kicked a rock, sending it flying into the creature's path. It stumbled, giving the humans a chance to move past. The aliens gasped. "They actually planned that," one hissed. "Humans think ahead, they think." The humans moved as a single unit. Every trap, every predator, every poisonous plant became part of their strategy. They worked together, covering each other's blind spots, moving in perfect coordination. It was not raw strength that carried them forward, but intelligence, observation, and courage. In the middle of the forest, a bridge made of thin metal stretched over a deep chasm. Below, molten lava flowed, glowing red in the dim light. The alien cadets ran across recklessly, some slipping, some losing weapons to the molten flow. The humans approached cautiously. Jeren studied the bridge. "Step lightly," he said. "Use the support beams underneath. Keep your balance." One by one, the humans crossed. They moved slowly, deliberately, each step calculated. By the time the aliens noticed, the humans were already on the other side, safe and unharmed. The audience, observing from the high platforms, whispered among themselves. "These humans, they are different." A green-scaled alien shook its head. "No one survives Deathworld like this without skill, or luck. But they have both." The humans weren't finished yet. A second predator, larger and faster, appeared from the fog. It lunged at Kayla, who ducked, rolled, and triggered a trap designed to knock enemies off their path. The predator slammed into it, falling into a pit. The humans continued, unshaken. A massive vine descended from above, glowing with poison. One alien cadet tried to slice it with its energy blade but got sprayed with toxic sap. It cried out, stumbling backward. The humans, however, avoided it completely. They leapt, ducked, and used the environment to their advantage. Kayla stopped briefly to check the team. "Good. Keep moving. Don't let fear make you rush." The alien cadets were growing frustrated. Their arrogance had vanished, replaced with a creeping fear. These humans weren't just surviving. They were mastering the forest, predicting every trap, outthinking every predator. The other cadets had never encountered opponents like this. Finally, the team reached the end of the forest. Smoke and fog rolled in from the next challenge, but the humans paused only for a moment. Their eyes met, silent communication passing between them. They were ready for whatever came next. From the viewing platforms, the alien announcer's voice boomed again. "Remarkable. Never has a human team navigated the first trial so efficiently. Perhaps, they are stronger than we assumed." But the humans did not hear it. Their focus was already on the next challenge. The forest was behind them, but the arena was far from over. More traps, more predators, more tests awaited. And somewhere deep inside the Deathworld, the most dangerous trial still lurked. For the humans, fear was not an option. They had learned the first lesson of Deathworld: observe, plan, and act. And though the galaxy doubted them, they would continue to prove that humans were not weak. Even the alien cadets were beginning to whisper nervously. Maybe humans are more than we thought." The camera zoomed out, showing the humans moving toward the foggy, dangerous next section of the arena. The audience was left on edge. Could anyone survive what was coming next? The suspense hung heavy in the air, and the humans were ready for every challenge. The humans had survived the forest. Their legs were tired, their muscles sore, but their minds were sharper than ever. They moved carefully through the next section of the Deathworld arena, a canyon of jagged rocks and glowing pools of strange liquid. The alien cadets, still shocked by the human success, followed cautiously, whispering among themselves. Kayla, the human captain, led the team. Her eyes scanned every shadow, every movement. "Stay together," she said softly. "Watch each other's backs. There's more than just traps in this section." Little did the humans know, one of the alien cadets had other plans. A sly, silver-scaled alien named Vorin had grown frustrated. He could not stand seeing humans succeed. Their cleverness, teamwork, and courage had humiliated him in front of the other cadets. Quietly, he began plotting. As the human team approached a narrow bridge over a glowing lava pit, Vorin lingered behind the group. He activated a hidden device strapped to his belt, a small energy pulsimeter designed to collapse the bridge under weight. He grinned, imagining the humans falling to their doom. Jeren, the human scout, noticed a faint flicker near the bridge's support beams. "Something's off," he whispered to Kayla. His eyes narrowed as he scanned the structure. "This bridge, it's been tampered with." Kayla nodded. "Good eye. Everyone, stay calm and follow my lead. Move slowly, and trust the signals." The humans advanced carefully, testing the beams with small stones and using simple techniques to detect instability. Vorin's plan almost worked. As the first human stepped forward, the energy pulse activated, shaking the bridge violently. But the humans were ready. They leapt and grabbed onto the handrails, balancing expertly as the bridge swayed. Jeren quickly disabled the emitter using a small tool from his pack. Sparks flew, and the device short-circuited with a hiss. The humans moved across safely, leaving Vorin's plan in ruins. The alien cadets gasped. No one had expected the humans to detect sabotage so quickly. Some whispered among themselves, "They are not just lucky, they are smarter than anyone imagined." Vorin clenched his fists. He had underestimated humans, a mistake he would regret. He followed the group cautiously, hiding his anger behind a calm facade. The humans reached a plateau overlooking a canyon filled with floating platforms and deadly laser grids. Their next challenge was a test of agility and intelligence. They needed to cross the platforms while avoiding the laser grids, which could melt through armor and flesh alike. As they began, Vorin saw another opportunity. He sent a coded signal to a nearby alien cadet who was monitoring the arena from above. "Trigger the laser grid," he whispered through his device. "Make it look like an accident." The lasers suddenly intensified, forming a deadly pattern across the platforms. One alien cadet slipped, falling into a trap below. The humans froze for a moment, analyzing the new situation. Kayla's mind raced. "It's a trap," she said quietly. "Someone is trying to stop us." "Stay calm, stick together." Jeren grinned. "Let's turn it against them." He quickly adjusted the platform's energy settings using a small hacking device he carried. The laser patterns changed, redirecting toward the alien cadet who had tried to betray them. Vorin's eyes widened in shock as the trap he set backfired. His ally screamed and barely escaped the redirected lasers. The humans moved across the platforms with precision, each step calculated. They reached the far side safely, their teamwork flawless. For the first time, the alien cadets truly understood something terrifying: humans did not panic. Even when betrayed, even when traps appeared suddenly, they adapted. They used intelligence, creativity, and courage to survive where others failed. Kayla looked back at the canyon. "We can't trust anyone blindly here," she said. "Watch each other, and expect betrayal. That's part of surviving Deathworld." The alien announcer's voice echoed through the arena. Remarkable. Even in the face of sabotage, the humans continue to impress. Perhaps, they are not as weak as we assumed. Vorin clenched his teeth. He had wanted to humiliate them, to prove that aliens were superior. Instead, he had only showcased human brilliance. He realized that the humans' greatest weapon was not strength or size, but their ability to think, to predict, and to remain calm under pressure. The humans paused for a moment on a high cliff, looking at the next section of the arena. A thick fog obscured the path ahead, and the air shimmered with heat from molten rock below. They could hear the distant cries of predators and the occasional hum of alien technology ready to strike. Kayla turned to her team. "This is far from over. They will try everything: traps, sabotage, and fear itself. But we have already proven one thing: humans are not weak. Stick together, and we will survive." Jeren smiled. "And maybe even win." The alien cadets watched from above, a mixture of fear and awe in their eyes. Whispers spread through the crowd. "They are unstoppable. No one survives Deathworld like that. Maybe humans are something else entirely." The humans moved forward, disappearing into the thick fog. The arena waited silently, deadly and merciless. Somewhere deep in the shadows, Vorin plotted again, unaware that his every move was now being anticipated. The audience leaned forward, breathless with suspense. Would the humans continue to survive the betrayals, the traps, and the horrors that Deathworld had in store? For the humans, fear was never an option. Adaptation and intelligence were their weapons, and the galaxy was beginning to take notice. The first test of cunning had been passed, but the hardest challenges were still ahead. The fog hung thick over the canyon, carrying the scent of burning rock and strange alien chemicals. The humans had survived the forest and the sabotage, But the arena had more challenges waiting. This was the deadly trial, a zone designed to test every skill, endurance, courage, and teamwork. The ground shook as molten rivers split the canyon floor. Acid rain drizzled from the clouds, sizzling where it hit metal and stone. Large, spiked creatures crawled out of hidden crevices, their eyes glowing red in the dim light. Alien cadets hesitated at the edge of the trial. Some stepped back, muttering that the humans would die here. Kayla led her team forward. "Keep your heads," she said. "Observe everything, plan every step. Nothing here moves by accident." The first obstacle was a collapsing bridge of rock and steel over a lava river. The aliens rushed across, some slipping and falling into the molten currents. The humans moved carefully, balancing precisely and timing every step. Jeren measured the gaps between the rocks, pointing out the safest path. One by one, they crossed without incident. A massive predator appeared on the far side, a creature with razor claws and armor-like scales. It roared, shaking the ground. The alien cadets froze in fear, unsure how to react. The humans did not hesitate. Kayla signaled, and the team spread out, surrounding the creature while keeping a safe distance. Jeren pulled out a small energy net and fired it, wrapping the predator's legs. Another human hurled a smoke grenade to confuse it. The creature lashed out, but the humans moved in perfect coordination, using speed and clever traps rather than strength. Finally, it fell, exhausted and trapped. The humans moved on, their confidence growing. The deadly trial did not give them a chance to rest. Acid rain began to fall harder, sizzling on their armor and equipment. Narrow paths above molten pools demanded balance and precision. One wrong step could be fatal. One human cadet slipped slightly, and Kayla grabbed their arm, pulling them to safety in the nick of time. The alien cadets were watching, now silent. Their arrogance had vanished, replaced with fear and respect. "How are they still alive?" one whispered. "They shouldn't survive this." Suddenly, a rockslide thundered down the canyon. Alien cadets screamed and scattered. The humans reacted instantly. They used their agility and teamwork to dodge falling rocks, helping each other across dangerous spots. Where the aliens panicked, humans stayed calm. Then came the final section of the trial, a narrow platform suspended above a pit filled with glowing acid. The platform swayed, and massive mechanical claws swung from above. The humans hesitated only a moment, calculating the timing. Kayla took a deep breath. "Move together. Watch the pattern, and don't rush." They stepped onto the platform, moving in perfect synchronization. A claw swung dangerously close, but a human ducked just in time, causing the swinging device to hit a wall and retract. Another human leapt over a small gap, using momentum to reach the next safe spot. In the middle of the platform, a smaller alien cadet tried to push one human off. But Jeren grabbed their wrist, twisting and throwing them safely aside, not to harm, but to survive. The human's combination of intelligence, agility, and quick reflexes left the aliens stunned. Finally, they reached the other side. Their legs trembled from exhaustion, their lungs burned, but their eyes shone with determination. They had survived the deadly trial. From above, the alien announcer's voice boomed. "Incredible! Never has any human team survived the deadly trial without injury. Their skill, coordination, and courage are extraordinary." The alien cadets murmured nervously. "This is impossible. No one survives here. Humans, they are unstoppable." Kayla looked at her team, pride and relief in her eyes. "We made it. But don't let this moment make you careless. The arena still has more to test us." Then, from the shadows, a massive creature emerged, larger than anything they had faced before. Its scales reflected the glowing lava below, and its eyes burned like molten fire. It was the Deathworld's ultimate predator, designed to crush even the strongest cadets. The humans froze only for a moment. Kayla signaled the team, and they quickly devised a plan. Using their surroundings and quick thinking, they lured the creature toward a rock trap. Jeren activated a lever, and a massive stone slab fell, pinning the predator temporarily. The alien cadets watched in disbelief. The humans had used intelligence, planning, and courage to survive where sheer strength would have failed. They had turned the trial itself into their weapon. Kayla breathed heavily, her body exhausted but her mind sharp. "Remember this feeling," she said to her team. "Fear is normal. Panic is fatal. Strategy wins." The deadly trial was over, but the humans had proven something more important. They were not weak, and they could face any challenge if they stayed smart, united, and brave. From the observation platforms, whispers spread among alien cadets and spectators alike. "Humans, they are more than we imagined. Maybe we underestimated them all along." Kayla looked back at the arena, knowing that the hardest part was still ahead. But for the first time, she saw fear in the eyes of those who had mocked humanity. And that small shift, the knowledge that humans could survive the impossible, would change everything in the tournament. The humans moved forward, ready for the final section of the trial. Their courage and skill had impressed the galaxy, but Deathworld still had one ultimate test waiting. The air in the Deathworld arena crackled with tension. The final challenge had begun. It was a combat arena, vast and circular, with high walls and platforms scattered across molten pits and jagged rocks. Alien cadets filled the observation decks, their whispers carrying through the air. Some were fearful. Some were curious. All eyes were on the humans. The humans stepped into the arena, their armor scratched and scorched from the deadly trial, but their spirits unbroken. Kayla led the team, her eyes scanning every movement, every shadow. Behind her, Jeren and the rest of the cadets moved with precision, ready for the battles ahead. The first group of elite alien cadets entered, towering and heavily armed. Weapons hummed and claws flexed. The announcer's booming voice filled the arena. "Cadets, the final showdown begins. Only the strongest will survive. Humans, show us your strength." The aliens charged immediately, confident their power and size would crush the humans in moments. But the humans did not panic. They spread out, using the environment to their advantage. Jeren ducked behind a rock as an alien swung a massive energy blade, then used a ledge to leap onto the alien's back, causing it to stumble. Kayla faced a four-armed alien with a glowing whip. The alien laughed, assuming victory was easy. But Kayla was faster than expected. She dodged, rolled, and struck the alien's weapon with a well-timed kick, sending it spinning into a molten pit. The crowd gasped. Another human, small but agile, darted between two alien cadets. They had underestimated the humans' speed and teamwork. Using traps already set in the arena, the humans lured the alien cadets into positions where the environment itself did the damage. A swinging blade, a collapsing platform, a pitfall, each obstacle became a weapon in human hands. The alien cadets growled, frustrated and confused. They had faced Deathworld trials before, but humans were not just surviving, they were controlling the battlefield. Every move was calculated, precise, and deadly. Suddenly, from the far side of the arena, Vorin, the silver-scaled alien who had tried to betray them earlier, appeared with reinforcements. His eyes burned with anger. "These humans, they will not humiliate us again," he hissed. He lunged at Kayla with a plasma spear. Kayla barely dodged, rolling under his attack and kicking a rock into his chest. He stumbled back, but he was not done. Jeren and another human flanked him from the sides, forcing Vorin to defend on multiple fronts. The other alien cadets charged, but the humans anticipated every move. They used teamwork to divide the attackers, strike quickly, and retreat before the aliens could counter. A human cadet tripped a mechanical trap, sending a net over two alien warriors and pinning them to the ground. Another used a simple smoke grenade to confuse a larger opponent, slipping past undetected. The arena shook as the final combat unfolded. Alien cadets were knocked down, tripped by their own weapons, or forced into the molten pits. The humans moved with incredible precision, never panicking, always adapting. Kayla faced the arena's largest alien, a towering brute with claws sharper than any blade. The alien roared and swung, expecting an easy kill. Kayla dodged, rolling under its legs, and kicked a glowing rock into its chest. The alien stumbled, and Jeren leapt onto its back, twisting and forcing it to fall forward into a trap. The audience watched in silence. Even the alien spectators had never seen humans fight like this. The combination of intelligence, agility, and strategy was unmatched. These humans were not merely surviving, they were dominating. Vorin, defeated and humiliated, stared in disbelief. He had planned and betrayed, but humans had turned every danger into an advantage. They had survived every trap, every predator, and every attack. Finally, the last alien cadet standing faced Kayla. They charged with fury, but Kayla waited. Timing her move perfectly, she sidestepped, tripped the cadet, and sent them stumbling into a pit. The arena fell silent for a moment, then erupted in cheers and gasps. The announcer's voice thundered, "Unbelievable! The humans have done what no one expected. They have survived the final showdown and proven their worth." The human team gathered in the center of the arena, exhausted but victorious. Their armor was battered, their bodies scraped, but their eyes shone with determination and pride. They had faced the impossible and triumphed. Kayla looked at her team. "We showed them," she said. "Size and strength are nothing without intelligence, courage, and unity. Never forget that." The alien cadets looked on with a mix of fear and admiration. The galaxy had underestimated humans, and now the truth was clear: these small, seemingly weak creatures could outthink, outmaneuver, and defeat even the strongest opponents. From the observation decks, whispers spread: "Humans, they are different. Never challenge them again. They survived Deathworld trials and the final arena. How is this possible?" The humans turned toward the exit, heads held high. The audience could see the exhaustion in their movements, but also the confidence. They had learned the ultimate lesson: courage, intelligence, and teamwork could overcome any danger, any obstacle, any enemy. And somewhere in the galaxy, a message began to spread: humans were not weak. They were cunning, fearless, and unstoppable when united. The final showdown had proven it for everyone to see. The arena doors closed behind them, but the legend of these humans had already begun. The galaxy would never forget the day humans survived the impossible. White heavy checkmark word count, ~900. The Deathworld arena fell silent as the humans stood in the center, victorious. The molten pits, swinging blades, and predators that had tested their every step now lay behind them. Exhausted, battered, and bruised, they were alive, and the galaxy had just witnessed something it would never forget. The alien cadets who had mocked them earlier now looked on in disbelief. Their laughter had vanished, replaced with awe and respect. Whispers traveled through the stands. "Humans, they are incredible. Never have I seen creatures so small defeat so much. We underestimated them. Badly." Kayla stepped forward, her uniform torn and scratched from the trials, her eyes steady and calm. "This is what humans are," she said, her voice carrying through the arena. "We are not weak. We adapt. We work together. And we never give up, no matter the danger." Jaren nodded beside her. "Strength is important, yes," he said, "but intelligence, courage, and unity make a real difference. Anyone can have power, but not everyone can survive Deathworld and the galaxy's challenges the way humans do." The alien announcer's booming voice echoed across the arena. "Remarkable. Never before has a human team survived the Deathworld tournament with such skill, strategy, and bravery. The galaxy must take notice. Today, a new standard has been set." Some alien cadets, even those who had once looked down on humans, began to approach. One by one, they offered cautious nods, gestures of respect that humans had not expected. Vorin, the silver-scaled cadet who had attempted betrayal, stood at the back, his face a mix of shame and admiration. He had been proven wrong. Humans were more than clever, they were extraordinary. The human team looked at each other, exhausted but proud. They had faced impossible traps, lethal predators, and betrayal, yet they had survived. They had shown that humans were not just strong or brave, they were resourceful, intelligent, and united. As they exited the arena, the crowd erupted into applause. The galaxy had witnessed a lesson it would never forget: underestimate humans, and you might lose everything. Outside the arena, reporters and media drones swarmed. They captured every moment of the humans' victory, every word of their explanation. Kayla gave interviews with calm confidence, her words simple but powerful. We did what we had to do. We worked together. We stayed smart. That is what humans do. Jeren added, this isn't just a victory for us. It's a message. Humanity may be underestimated, but we will always rise when challenged. That is our nature. The story spread quickly through the galaxy. News of humans defeating the Deathworld Cadets reached distant systems, stirring awe and fear in equal measure. The message was clear: humans were not to be underestimated, and their courage and intelligence could change the balance of power. For the humans themselves, the tournament had taught more than survival. It had taught trust, strategy, and unity. Every challenge had forced them to rely on each other, to think creatively, and to stay calm under pressure. These lessons would carry them far beyond Deathworld, into future battles, explorations, and conflicts across the galaxy. The alien cadets who had once mocked humanity now approached with humility. Some offered words of respect, others simply nodded. The humans accepted these gestures without pride or arrogance. They had done their duty, proved their worth, and earned respect, but they had also learned that every victory came with responsibility. Kayla looked at the horizon, the glowing clouds of Deathworld storms reflecting in her eyes. We've shown the galaxy our strength, she said softly, but the universe is full of challenges. We must stay ready. Jeren smiled. And we will. Together, nothing can stop us. As the team walked away from the arena, the galaxy watched. The legend of these humans had begun to spread, a story of courage, intelligence, and unity. Even the most arrogant species began to whisper the warning that would travel far and wide: never underestimate humans. Somewhere deep in the galaxy, new cadets were being trained. They had heard the story of the humans who conquered Deathworld. They learned that size, weapons, and strength were not enough. Intelligence, courage, and teamwork could defeat any enemy, survive any trial, and inspire respect across the stars. The humans had not just won a tournament, they had united the galaxy in a shared understanding. From that day forward, one lesson would echo through space and time. Never challenge humans, and never underestimate the power of unity. The camera pulled back, showing the vast Deathworld arena. The humans were small against the landscape, yet their impact was immense. The galaxy had changed. The cadets, the spectators, and even the enemies had learned a truth that could never be ignored. Humanity had survived the impossible. Humanity had risen. Humanity had earned its place among the stars. And somewhere, deep in the shadows, alien leaders who had doubted humans whispered to each other, realizing that the galaxy had underestimated the wrong species. The humans disappeared over the horizon, ready for whatever challenges the universe had in store. But one thing was certain: their courage, intelligence, and unity would be remembered forever. The legend of the Deathworld Cadets had been written. And it was a story of humans who could not be beaten.